All right, everybody. Before we get into this topic, this discussion, it's probably going to be one of my favorite discussions because I'm going to share a little light of what I experienced over the past month or so. So before we start this off, I'm not advocating for anyone to get the vaccine. Let y'all know that. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just going to express my point of view from it. All right, so let's start it off. FDA grants full approval to Pfizer COVID shot. It's FDA approved. I know everybody's thinking you got this side. This side's like, hey, it's FDA approved. What's the reason for y'all not getting it now? The quicker y'all get the shot, the more we go back to, boom, 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 boom. And then you got the other folks, folks that was like me. Hey, bro, FDA approved don't mean shit. They could have rushed that shit. They could say that because they want everybody to go ahead and do it. It's the government. Next to preachers, who's the biggest liars in the world? The government. All right. So with that being said, me catching COVID, right? So everybody know I was totally against the vaccine in the beginning because, like you said, it wasn't FDA approved. I'm reading all this stuff. I'm feeding into the conspiracy theorists, all that other good nonsense, right? Then I catch COVID. And I wrote a Facebook post about it today. COVID was probably catching the COVID-19 virus was probably the best, but the worst thing that ever happened to me. The reason why I say that is it's the worst because the physical pain, the possibility of me dying, the suffering I went through, possibly putting other people in danger, as far as getting infected by it because I didn't know I had it or whatever like that. But the best thing that's happened to me is because COVID made me shift and focus in a new area in life. And everybody know me. I'm really not one of them type of people that get on Facebook and cry or ask you to pray for me or ask for favors or anything like that. I've always just, figured it out. But July 16th, July 17th, I thought I was going to die. Like when I was hooked up to them hospital beds and hooked up with all them tubes and stuff like that, and I'm going to share some photos and stuff like that. When I was hooked up to them things, man, I thought I was out of here. Not even going to lie to you, man. I thought I was out of here. I called my 4 best friends that I talk to every day, Bug, Mel, Cooter Boy, and Zoe, and I cried. I sent them along videos like, bruh, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I called my best friend. He cried. And we cried together. I really thought I was gone. Y'all. And it was tough. Prior to me catching it, finding out I was positive, I was in Germany. They didn't give me shit. Had COVID the whole time. They ain't test. They just let it take its course. You just got a little stomach virus, blase. Went back, tell them I can't breathe. They gave me some damn ibuprofen, right? I catch a flight, come ass to the States soon as I land. My homeboy Dre dropped me off at the hospital. I'm getting all type of steroids, damn vitamins, inhalers, oxygen, everything I need, right? So while I'm in that hospital, many people don't know COVID for me, and someone else had mentioned it, I would begin to hallucinate a lot. I was hallucinating. My mind was all over the place. One night I remember I thought I was in the movie Space Jam. I had to fight the algorithm, whatever that motherfucker name is, to beat COVID. It was bad, bro. I hallucinated about everything. But when I wasn't hallucinating, I think God showed me, what was really important in life. He actually took my mind and was like, hey, Nico, this is what's all important. This is what you're missing out on. Your family, your kids, you being home. Just, this is what's important. And from that day forward, I've never had an urge to go back to Germany. I don't have the urge to be in the military anymore. I don't have an urge to leave my children. For the past 5 years, 6 years, whatever I was doing overseas, I enjoyed every moment of me making that money to do things to set up for my kids in the future. I was just like, kids is fine. Their mom is raising them. I'm going to come back. We're going to have a lot of money, and we could just do everything we want to for the next 4 years or 5 years, how many years it take them to graduate until they go to college, right? And that's good. That's the plan. And then, let's see, out of the last 4 years, it's worked fine. Like, we come home, we do everything we want. But what's the use of having all that and doing all that if you're going to die, right? You're going to miss out on the things that's important. And that's what I realized. My son's almost 14 years old. I ain't seen that boy cry since he was 3. My boy been crying every time I leave to go back to Germany. Now, I thought he was just, God showed me that. It's a wake-up sign. Like, hey, Nico, your son miss you. Like, your son needs you here. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, the same thing. Like, Dad, why do you have to go back to the army? Why do you have to go to Germany? It's like, that's what my job is. Why can't you just be in the army over here? Kids start asking you questions like that. Really don't have no answer, right? So, that's when I decided that, like, I got to take this vaccine, right? I get it. Everybody have their doubts. Everybody have, their viewpoints on it and stuff like that. But you don't put yourself into other people's shoes, or you can rationalize when other people say things, especially like social media, or just, people always have suggestions. You be like, all right, until you've been put in that position. Now I was in that position, y'all. Granted, yes, it's FDA approved. I really feel like, it's probably more work that can be done to that vaccine, but I'm taking it. And there's no question about it. No question about it. I'm taking it so I could be here for my kids. My mom begged me because she has MS. And the last thing I wanted to do is be one of those type of people that's so, headstrong, or like, I ain't conforming, and I get sick and I go around my mom, she got MS, and I be the reason why she's sick. You know what I'm saying? Or be the reason that, my stepdad, I get around him, he's old, messing around with my biological dad, whose heart weak as hell. I be the reason them two pass or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just by me being selfish. Now, we're not going to sit here and make it seem like, that vaccine is the holy grail. No. But it's just like anything else. The flu vaccine, the chicken pox, any vaccines we take, anthrax, all that stuff we take, it's a prevention tool. We ain't never questioned all the other vaccines, really, until it came down to this COVID thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, you see the conspiracy theorists on there. It's like, oh, people, you're going to die within the next 6 to 12 months due to the vaccine because of what's in it. Oh, Bill Gates want to put a chip in it. All right, man, y'all can believe all that you want to. And here again, I'm not saying that I'm telling you to go get the vaccine. I'm just explaining and letting you know that what I done and what I seen and what I felt, I would take that vaccine 3 times before I go through what I went through with COVID. And I've seen some of the toughest people, some of the most emotionless people that I've known show emotion through this vaccine. Y'all don't know, my best friend, he's a butthole. He's an a-hole. Probably one of the toughest people I know. I had people call me and tell me, it was like, hey, bro, don't ever post or say something like that again, like you being sick and you scared and stuff like that. Like, my boy was messed up. And it's sad that how people tell me, like, Nico, if something was to happen to you in the past, like, how many people would affect? Like, that stuff, it makes you think. Like, yeah, everybody be like, oh, we're going to miss you, da-da-da, we miss people. Like, that's not what you want to think about. But I realized, like, how many lives I impact, how many lives I provide for, how many people I help. And anything I can do to avoid me leaving this earth early, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So for all my folks out there that's, questioning about the vaccine, cool. You got your opinion. But think about the other people. Think about the little people. Think about them cousins, them nieces, them nephews, them brothers and sisters that look up to you. Them parents that want you around longer. I get it. Everybody's like, oh, people still catch it, the COVID, and even they vaccinate and all that stuff. That's true. But the numbers of people dying without the vaccine versus the people with the vaccine, it's far stretch. It ain't even close. So, I just want to let y'all know, man. Something to think about. I know I normally don't do videos no longer than 10 minutes. I ran over 11 this time, but it's just something that was close to me, man. And I really never talked about it, never really shared it. It's still some stuff I still don't feel comfortable sharing about, about my going through COVID. But that was just like a little breaker right there, I'll say this before I close out. If I didn't catch that flight to the States, and I would have stayed in Germany, I don't think I'd be here today. And that's a fact. That is a fact. I really honestly feel, and me and my boy Coop and so we talked about that. I really feel like if I would have stayed in Germany, I probably wouldn't be here today. I really wouldn't be here today. And that's why my mind is totally shifted away from everything that was prior to July 16th. Yep, that's what it is. But y'all have a blessed day. Y'all still can subscribe. I know it was a little long, but if you end up watching this video, use a real one.